Good afternoon. I'm here joined by my colleagues who have authored and co-authored this resolution, which we believe is timely and appropriate. We're here today to reiterate our strong concerns about Iran's nuclear program, the threat it poses to the United States, Israel, and the entire international community, and our principled position to prevent Iran from obtaining nuclear weapon capability. And in that respect, we look at the negotiations this week between the P5+1 and Iran. We hope that there's real progress towards a negotiated solution and that the follow-up in the weeks ahead can lead to a breakthrough. But we must be clear that we will not talk for talking's sake, and that the negotiations cannot just become a stalling mechanism for Iran to buy time. The onus remains on Iran to demonstrate that it is serious about meeting its international obligations. And until it does, I continue to believe, as the author of the toughest economic and political sanctions that we have had levied against from one country to another, that they continue to be necessary to force Iran into real negotiations. That's why my colleagues have helped lead the effort to enact those tough sanctions, and working closely with the Obama administration to ensure that the enforcement of those sanctions leads to the incredibly crippling economic consequences in Iran that moves them to our ultimate goal, which is to ensure that Iran does not achieve nuclear power for nuclear weapons. This resolution specifically, however, reiterates those concerns and also makes it very clear that we support the State of Israel as it relates to its self-defense. And I think in this resolution, by what we say to President Obama that as he supports and has clearly made it clear that he is supportive of the people of Israel in their self-defense, that we support the President when he supports the State of Israel. And that the United States should stand with Israel and provide diplomatic, military, and economic support to the government of Israel in its defense of its territory, people, and existence. This is, in my mind, one of the most significant, if not the most significant, national security interest to the United States. This is not just about Israel. We have all types of interests, and I'll just close on this. The reality is we have tens of thousands of our fellow citizens in the armed forces of the United States throughout the Persian Gulf region. Iran's incredibly progressive ballistic missile abilities are a real concern. Add to that any potential nuclear weaponization, and you magnify it dramatically. Secondly, we obviously care about the Strait of Hormuz as an international passage, incredibly important for us in a variety of economic contexts. Thirdly, the last thing you need in this part of the world is a nuclear Iran that would say to Turkey, Saudi Arabia, and other countries, we cannot, for our own self-existence, permit Iran to have nuclear weapons and not pursue nuclear power ourselves. And now you start a nuclear arms race in one of the tinderboxes of the world. And of course, our support of the State of Israel, a true democratic ally in a part of the world for which we have huge national security and national interests. For all those reasons, we think this resolution is timely and important. Concessions can only be considered on the basis of what Iran is going to do. So if Iran is going to meet the goals that the sanctions that we have passed virtually unanimously in the Congress are what they're going to do, that's different. But if we are giving concessions for them to induce them to act less than what we expect, which is to ensure that they cannot achieve nuclear weapons, then of course that's something that I would not be supportive of. I don't think that this resolution speaks to that. This resolution speaks to, number one, supporting the President in his support of the State of Israel, and also, parallel with that, supporting the State of Israel in terms of its right of self-defense. That's what this resolution is all about.